Hello everyone, in this video we're going to look at how we can do a quick little residual analysis using Microsoft Excel, or exactly the same can be done using numbers on Mac. All the formula are the same. Here we've got a quick little summary of all the formula we're going to use. I've got some data here and the values we're going to find. So starting with our correlation coefficient, so that's our R value, so that's going to be our first formula, so Correl. So whenever we want to use the formula, starting off by pressing equals, and then as I start typing it in, we can see it shows up. So if I double click on that, it asks me for my two arrays. Now it doesn't matter which way we do it. So generally we're going to go our response variable first. So here horsepower is my response variable, and then consumption is going to be my explanatory variable. So doing that, pressing enter gives me my correlation coefficient. My coefficient of determination we know is R squared. So what we're going to do is just square that value above. So again, starting with equals, as I click on that, just to link that cell. And then to do the square, we're going to do that little caret and then 2. So that gives me my coefficient of determination. Now, as I go into the intercept of my regression line, again, we've got a nice little formula there called intercept. So again, starting with equals, as I start typing it in, I can see intercept. So double clicking. So my known Y variables, so that's all my response. So again, my horsepower, followed by my known X's, which is my consumption. And then pressing enter gives me that intercept. Doing exactly the same thing for slope. So again, starting to type in slope, giving it a double click. So I go on my response variable and then my explanatory variable. So that's how we can get our intercept and slope for our regression line. Now, last of all, getting our sum of residuals squared. This takes a little bit more effort. So to do that, first of all, I'm going to work out all of our predicted values using our regression line. So I can use these values, but there's a nice little built-in formula for that called forecast. So again, as I start off by pressing equals and then typing in forecast, I can see Forecast.linear. That's what we want because we are doing a linear regression line. Double click on that. Ask me for my first X values. Here I call that the target explanatory variable. So that's the X value that we're going to substitute into our regression line. And then exactly the same, my known Y's, so that's my response variable, and then my explanatory variable. So as I press enter on that, it gives me my predicted value. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this formula down. But as I do that, that's going to drag the cell references with it. So we're going to use that little $sign just to lock in those cell references. So we're going to leave that first A2 as it is. I'm not touching that. But for the next one, chucking in our $signs. We do it before the thing we want to lock in. So for the second one, if I put a $sign in there, I'm locking in that A, and then the second $sign locks in the 2. That locks in column A, that locks in row 11. So that way, as I copy and paste it down, which we'll see in a second, so dragging that formula down, what we can see is that we're keeping those red and the purple boxes the same. Without doing that, those red and purple boxes would have moved down along with our formula, which is not what we want. So that gives me all of my predicted values, which is fantastic. Working out my residuals, residual, nice and easy, you know, is the actual value minus the predicted. Again, just dragging all of that down. So now we've got all of our residuals there. So last of all, sum of residual squares. So we're going to square each of those values. Again, there's a formula to help us. So equals sum squared, and there we go. And then I can just select all of them. So again, what that does is that squares each of these individual values and then adds them all up. So we've got that. So there I've got my correlation coefficient, coefficient determination, my regression line, and then a sum of residual squares. So that's how we can perform a quick little residual analysis using Excel. And again, it's exactly the same if I did that on numbers. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.